For diabetics, we would say that the systolic should be around 135 or below.
And the most important thing that we're actually screening for is oral cancer, so mouth cancer. And mouth cancer, it is not very obvious to catch to the untrained eye.
I think empowering patients is huge.
It's key.
It is good for clinicians.
The virus is clever. It enters, and we'll come to that, it enters the human body, usually, as we said, through what we call droplet infection.
Impurities, so many heavy metals, so many salt. So, but if you have the kidney and you drink clear fluid, not tea, not alcohol, not beer, clear water regularly,
Hello, good evening. I must apologize for this late start in the transmission of tonight's show. You are all warmly welcome to Let's Talk About Health. We are live on Facebook and YouTube. I'm very excited despite the late start. And you know what they say? Better late than never. We are about to have an incredible session which we've had part of before. And this guest is a very, very special one. I've got Mr. Charles Jaja in the studio, and through him coming on the show a few months ago, he has managed to encourage so many patients to want to tell their story. So Mr. Jaja, I am so thrilled you are back. So we look at the intimate details of your survival story. 2 weeks ago, we looked into stroke and had a survivor's account on how she also pulled through her stroke episode. And this is when I say a big thank you to Miss Francesca Amayao, who also happens to be a stroke nurse. And she was here to tell us how she pulled through a very, very, bad account of what could have really been a bad situation. She will be back here in 2 weeks' time, but let's get the ball rolling. Mr. Jaja, you are warmly welcome. If you haven't phoned a friend, I will say phone a friend and share. Let's get so many of you to join us live on this episode of Let's Talk About Health. I am your host, I'm Mrs. Winnie Ohinikisi, and please kindly join me. Mr. Jaja, you are very welcome. All this is coming to you by World Remit. World Remit, the safest way to send money to your friends and family back home. Mr. Jaja, welcome once again.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, like I said, you were here a few months ago.
That's correct.
As the first patient on my show.
That's correct.
It was awesome. So I have encouraged people to go back and look at what we discussed the first time. Tonight we are going to look at some of the intimate details. I know you are always happy to share your story. So I must say, before we set the ball rolling, can you just go back to how it started so people who didn't get the chance to watch the first one can sort of catch up, and then we carry on?
Yes. Back at the time, I was having some indication that something is wrong with kidney. But because I never had any experience of it, I've never met anybody with kidney problem. So all the indication that I got to know at a later stage, there were signs that things were not right.
And if you say back at the time,
yes,
I want you to go back and tell us, where did it start? How did it start?
Yes, I was working with a touring company. And I was a performer, touring with a dance and ensemble company. So touring globally. And every time we were touring in England, we have a coach. I will be the one that's stopping the coach at all time. And I didn't know the implication of it because the kidney give you sign even before any problem.
It manifests, right?
Yeah, because some of the signs are you regularly going for weighing,
Okay.
and you pee a lot, and consistently. And the reason is because the system is like waterworks in our body. The kidney carries all large particles and throws them out. All salts throws them out. Every time your blood goes through your kidney, it comes with waste, and those wastes are passed as urine. So the kidney tends to intensify its work. The more those particles, those granules are formed.
All right.
And then for the time that you are passing more, the kidney is doing more to regulate the process.
Yeah.
Because the kidney is like a thermostat of the body. Anybody who's gone through kidney problem will tell you when a normal person is feeling warm, you're feeling cold. Because a normal person, kidney can readjust the temperature. So it's a thermostat. If it's not working properly with you, you don't know. So I kept going to weeing a lot. And on the motorway, I'm the only one that will stop the whole 35 people in the coach that I want to wee regularly.
Yeah.
And sometimes I don't even control it because it starts coming out before.
Right.
Those are the signs that the kidney says, look, something is wrong with me, take care of me. What should have been the medicine then? Maybe I should have taken more water to get out the impurities that were trying to come out of me.
Yeah. So you did mention that the first sign of it at all, anything being wrong, you happened to be in Ghana when it started.
That's right.
And then you came back home.
Yes.
You had an injection in Ghana.
That's right.
You never knew what it was.
Yes.
And then you came back home to England.
That's right.
And you were worse off for everything.
Yes.
Can we take the story from there?
Yes.
How you came to be diagnosed with kidney failure, and then we will carry on to look at the treatments that you've had along the line.
Yeah.
And we will focus on all the complications that you've battled along the way. You know, because I really wanted to come out that regardless of what anyone is going through, whether it be complications, whether it be a diagnosis of whatever, it's how you manage yourself after that matters the most.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell me what happened when you came to England and how they came about with the diagnosis.
Right. So we came back from England. We went to a festival, the first Pan-African festival of the black people in the diaspora.
In Ghana.
In Ghana,
Yeah.
the very first one. And then everybody came from all over. That's where we met Oprah Winfrey, Isaac Hayes, all these superstars.
Yeah.
Public Enemy, everybody came.
And which year was that again?
92.
92.
So,
1992.
1992. So, what's the name came? That's 94, sorry.
94.
94.
Right.
We went in 92, and then we went in 94. So the 94 one was as good as the 92.
Okay.
Because a lot of people came back again because they were going to do the festival every 2 years. So while we were there, I just happened to not feeling well. I was really sluggish, and everybody thought it was fever. But it wasn't fever.
Or malaria, maybe.
But malaria.
Yeah.
But we have to perform. So they took me to the hospital. And then that day, we had performance in the night. And I was given an injection. That injection, it just like
Picked you up again.
Yeah, picked me up again. Everything was normal again. I performed, I did everything. We got to England, and then we had to do a workshop, learn a new type of dance. I think we have trips from Zambia and Botswana at the same time. So we had to, because we are Pan-African company. So we were going through there, and one of the ring on the drum is a soap. And the guys used to tell us, once you finish playing the drum, don't put it in your mouth. It's very little. But it is the soap that will give the drum the right sound.
Okay.
So I was playing well with that drum. And then suddenly, I was not feeling so well. Feverish. So second day, third day. And then I couldn't come to work on the 4th day. And then I was at home. And all I noticed was I have a swollen leg and then a swollen face. I couldn't even see my face at that time. I just knew my leg. And the only reason I knew my leg was swollen, we've been to Canada before. So, you know, these Nike trainers, the open one. Yeah. It wasn't in England then. No, a young person at that time. I bought one. I was one of the first person to buy one. So I was going to launch it. So I've been keeping it. So when I knew that I couldn't wear a shoe, I said, okay, maybe I could wear that today. On a cold day, May weather, it was very cold. I put the strap on, very nice, blue Nike. Then I went out to work. And when I got there, everybody was like, what's wrong with your face? What's wrong with your face? I was 3 times this size. Because at home, I've not been able to pass enough urine because the kidney has been playing up, shutting down. And then I've not been able to eat. But the only thing I've been able to eat is fish with salt. And I'm taking more, not that I'm listening myself. So when I got to work, and they were like, oh, what's wrong with your face? I was trying to pretend that nothing's wrong. I've never taken coffee in my life. I took a shot of coffee, I'm fine. For like 5-10 minutes. And I will look for another one. And then I'll drink Lucozade. And then later I couldn't just go.
So all these were unusual for you?
Yes, unusual. And then the stage manager, then Chief Daweti, then took me to the hospital.
How old were you at this stage?
About 25, 26.
About 25. So you were relatively young with no medical conditions whatsoever?
No, I've never been to the hospital.
Right.
I mean, except, you know, when you have childhood things, you know, like asthma here and there. So, but after that, that disappeared from when I was like 8, 9 years old. And I never see it again. So everything was fine. I'm one of the person that wouldn't go to the hospital. No need to go.
Most young people don't want that anyway, isn't it?
Exactly.
Because we expect ourselves to be fit.
Exactly.
Yeah, not me now.
Yes.
We expect to be fit and healthy. So all this happened.
All this happened.
Eventually ended up in the hospital.
And then my stage manager took me to the hospital. And then they said they wanted some blood. They took the blood. We were waiting there. And then the consultant, still in guise, very humble professor, and then he came back and he said to me, he said, oh, you know what happened to you? I said, what? He said, you have edema. I said, what's edema? So my legs, he pressed them, and his hand goes in.
Spitting.
Yeah, and it never comes back up. He said, I'm sorry to tell you, you have kidney failure.
You have kidney failure. So that is the beginning of your story. Really,
and I said, what is that? He said, kidney failure is when your kidney will never work again. I said, no. What do you mean it will never work again? Can you not do something to make it work? That's the beginning of the story.
That's the beginning of the story. So in your case, they had to start treatment straight away.
Before I was even arguing with him, that what do you mean? Before I knew it, straight away a catheter in my neck.
Yeah.
They said, no, we need to, how do you come here? I said, my stage manager brought me.
Yeah.
You come by foot or by car? I said, we came by car. From the car park, did they roll you in? I said, no. I said, I walked in. He says, really? Do you know your creatinine? Your creatinine is 2,400. End stage renal failure starts from 600.
Wow.
And you have 2,400. I said, I walked in here. He said, oh, that's strange because I expected you to have collapsed, even at 600. So they put the catheter in straight away.
And what did they do with that?
They took me for the first dialysis.
Right, straight away.
Straight away, 2 hours. It's not the full session. The full session starts from 4 hours.
Okay.
So 2 hours, the whole ground turned upside down. I've never felt like that, like the way I felt. I don't think I will ever feel like that again. It was like, just kill me.
Right.
I don't want to go through this. And I called the consultant, Dr. Patterson. I don't know whether he's watching this now.
Yeah.
Because he's still at the hospital.
Is he still there?
He's still there.
Okay.
So I called him. I said, Dr. Patterson, can you please put me to sleep? He said, oh.
As in you wanted to end it?
Yes. He said, we don't kill anybody in this hospital. I said, make the potion. I will inject it.
Right. So let's fast forward because we've done a session on this before.
Yes, yes.
Where you had this initial dialysis.
That's it.
You ended up with what? Hemodialysis, was it? Or that
No,
was a hemodialysis session, was
yes,
it?
hemodialysis. Then I ended up with peritoneum dialysis.
Peritoneal dialysis.
Because I was kind of talked into, it gives you encouragement away from the hospital.
Yeah.
You don't have to be in the hospital. So I did that for a few years. And they did give me freedom. So every time that I have my fluid delivered, Zoom in my car, I'm going to Holland.
So you did have a lot of training to be able to do that at home by yourself.
Oh yes, oh yes.
Okay, so viewers, if you've just joined in, we are live on Facebook and YouTube, and I've got Mr. Jaja, Charles Jaja here once again. And if you haven't shared this, I encourage you to do so because it's going to get very interesting from now on.
Yes.
But before we do, just so you know that we have done a detailed session on this before where we had a specialist nurse, Winnie Yeboah here, and she has taken time to explain all that you need to know about kidney failure. So please go back on our Omega Live TV pages and please go watch the videos so you can be abreast with all that we have discussed in the past. Tonight we're going to be focusing on all the complications that you had, because that is the one that really blows me away, the complications you had with the treatment and your very incredible resolve of fighting your battle with this particular condition. So now let's start. At some point you had transplant.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's where it gets really, really super interesting.
That's right.
Tell us about the first transplant.
The first transplant.
And which year was it?
It was 2002.
2002?
Yeah.
Okay. So within the same year
No.
of the conditions, that was 1992.
92.
So how many?
94.
94.
94.
Right.
94 it started. The renal failure, complete renal failure. Then the 92, I didn't get transplanted because of the complications, settling down, and then blood group as well.
Yeah.
Blood group plays your quickness in getting a transplant.
Okay, so from 2004.
Yeah.
No, 1994, did you say?
Yeah.
Till 2002. Yeah.
That's when I had
You were having dialysis.
Dialysis.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you eventually found a suitable
I went
donor.
on peritoneal, and then from peritoneal, I did like two cycle.
Okay.
A cycle is like 3 years.
Okay.
So I did like two cycles before I then decided to go. There's some complication that came, and because that time I was young, I do a lot of reading on this matter. That really helped me.
It did.
That really helped me. I grew from a 25-year-old to a 60-year-old man.
In terms of all the knowledge you acquired. Wow.
So, and then it came to a point, I just told the hospital, I'm not doing this anymore. So I don't want to discourage anybody who is doing it at the moment.
Yeah.
So we're not going to talk about it. But I discovered some things along the line, and I tabled my facts before them.
Yeah.
And then they were like, "Oh no, there's no chance for emo." I said, "Okay." Matron.
Emo. What is that? What is emo?
Hemodialysis.
Oh, the hemodialysis. All right.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I said to the matron at the time, I said, "Katrina, you know what? If there's no space, that's fine. Just buy me a 6-foot box. I'm ready to go."
You had given up already.
I told her I'm going to give up. She said, "Okay, let's see what we're going to do." So that's when I came. And the moment I came on the emo, I was on the emo until the first transplant in 2002.
In 2000, and that is where I want us to focus on.
From 2002, I was working at the time, because I went back to work over time. But you know, I love what I'm doing. but not able to do it fully. So I had that call that wonderful morning at about 1 a.m., 1:30. If you're a kidney patient, you know it. If you get a call at night, you know it's...
You can get a call any time of day.
Yeah.
Right.
You know it's the call for that.
Okay.
And I refused to pick the call.
For transplant?
Yeah, I was so afraid. They call and call and call. And when they didn't hear me pick the call, you know what they did?
No.
They sent the police down.
Really?
To knock on my door.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. And it was 1:30 in the morning. Right. Did you go with the police then?
No. I told them that I don't have a car. I don't know how to get there. They said, oh, no. The doctor said, oh, I'm going to arrange something for you.
Right.
Don't worry, I'll arrange something. So sluggishly, I went there. I got into the hospital. Then, as a being a patient, I've always been doing my research. So I know what question to ask.
Yeah.
Because you need to know how to write questions. But unfortunately, the doctor on the day did not tell me the truth. I asked all the questions like within 1 and 5, 5 being the best, 1 being the lowest.
Yeah.
What is the best? What is this kidney? Is it 1 to 5, or is it 1 or 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
Yeah.
You tell me, and then
you mean how healthy the kidney is?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
You say, oh, 5 out of 5.
Okay.
Oh, really? So everything is okay. Have you checked this? Have you checked that? She said everything is fine. Not knowing then at the time that 3 people have rejected it same morning.
Right.
Because they told them the truth.
Okay.
I didn't know the truth. So
even though you were asking?
Yeah, I was asking.
Okay.
So, and then it was after they put the kidney, I was so...
You did eventually proceed to have this transplant?
I did.
On the same night?
Yes. Same day.
Same day?
Same day, because kidney can only last 4 hours.
Once it's harvested?
Once it's harvested from the other person.
Okay.
So they were with the race of time. I think they didn't want to waste it.
Yeah.
But, they went ahead. I mean, when at the later stage, I was so positive. I was even praying that this kidney would be mine.
Yeah.
My enthusiasm, my positiveness outweighs all the nurses.
Okay.
Whereas the nurses knew what was going on. Everybody
so
kept
this
quiet.
call was at 1:30 in the morning?
Yes.
What time did you go to theatre for this surgery?
The surgery must have been probably about 8.
8 in the morning?
Yeah.
So the 4-hour window was already passed, was it? Or you had
once I got there, I think when they called me, I don't think the kidney has arrived.
Okay.
Because when they said the kidney is coming, they are making their journey from wherever. In England or UK, and then at the same time they will call you so that you get there. My second one, I think I was on site before the kidney came.
Yeah, we will get to that.
Yeah.
But let's focus. So you had this transplant.
Yeah.
And how long did you keep that kidney for?
My positive energy was carrying the kidney. I didn't know somebody was just, making a mockery beside of me.
Right.
I was saying, now this kidney will work. And then for 8 months before they took it out. So, because I have to, I was very unwell. I was not feeling okay. And then it wasn't working at all. And, I took all the medications. Nothing happened. So, and I was very down.
Right.
Very depressed.
So you made a full recovery after the procedure?
Yes.
But the kidney never worked?
Never worked.
Were you having dialysis alongside?
Yes.
Because obviously we have to still get rid of any...
Yeah, all the waste, yeah.
Right.
And it never worked. And the reason it never worked is because the nature of the kidney.
Right.
Our kidneys are bean shaped, but the one they gave me was a horseshoe shape.
How exactly do you mean by
horseshoe?
That? I mean, in terms of the shape, I understand,
Our kidney should be bean shaped, but they gave me horseshoe shape. Even medically, it's there that if you're born with a horseshoe shaped kidney, it will give you trouble throughout your life.
Wow.
So, and the guy that has it
Mm-hmm.
died of cocaine. He was 29 years old.
Right. So all of this came up after how many months after?
8 months.
8 months, when you started having lots of complications.
Yes.
Can you just
They didn't tell
highlight?
me.
They didn't tell you.
They
But
didn't tell me,
before you
but,
go to explain,
Yeah.
can you tell us what sort of complications? Because you did describe to me
Yes.
a number
Like-
of things that happened
Like
to you.
some,
isn't it?
I was having, like something would just come, my head wanted to go crazy. Because when you have a transplant, you pick one attribute from that organ.
Right.
So because the guy, they said he must have been on a junkie from when he was 16 years old, because we got all the details later, until the 29 years old when he died.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And the argument that my consultant gave at the time was that they gave me the kidney because I'm young. I could pump blood into it. The
Yeah.
kidney itself, even before transplanted, had only 30% blood.
Oh, wow.
70% without blood. They said, because they thought I'm young, I will pump blood into it.
Right.
And then,
Make it viable.
Yeah, because guys, the hospital is a teaching hospital. So, and then they have to do research. But they just thought they could do that with a younger man to see how the kidney will work.
Yeah.
But the pain became so much, the depression became so much, I went to my Royal Society that I'm a member of, depressed, crying in front of them. And they said, don't worry, we will look into it for you. They rose up some retired medical personnel, surgeon, consultant, who was part of the Royal Society as well.
Yeah.
But within the medical team. He then asked me to go and see him in St. John's Wood, some gaudy places. I got in there, I thought maybe a ghost would come out from me. So when I sat in front of him, I was crying. So he just told me, don't worry, I'll get to the bottom of this.
Right.
So we'll find out what it was. They gave him everything. So then they asked me to come back to see my consultant. So he didn't tell me much, the retired consultant. So when I got there, my consultant was just begging me for like 20 minutes. I'm really sorry, I'm sorry we did this to you, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So
they did know about it, that it wasn't really...
They did know. And I said, but why did you keep me thinking and hoping? He said, your enthusiasm is carrying us along. Your hope is carrying us along. That's why we left it as long as. What do you want to do with it? I said, please take it out. I didn't miss my word. He said, okay, done. It's going to be taken out.
Right. So 8 months after the surgery, the kidney was taken out.
Taken out.
And then you continued with dialysis again.
Yeah.
But you have had a second operation, isn't it? You have had a second transplant.
Yes.
And in between the first and the second, it was dialysis throughout.
Yes.
Right.
And then the second one was I went to see the same retired surgeon. I was still crying.
This is a very bold step to take, especially considering all the complications that you had with the first surgery. How many years were in between the two operations?
3.
3 years?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Because I that time, 2005, I was really crying. I was asked to go and see this retired consultant again. And then I got there crying. I couldn't even see him with tears. And he goes, Charles, ask me a question. I said, Dr. Kenneth, I don't know what to ask.
Yeah.
Say, ask me a question. Stop crying. I just wailing, that this thing has affected me. And then he said, say, Dr. Kenneth, get me a kidney.
Okay.
And I repeated, Dr. Kenneth, get me a kidney. And within 2 weeks, I got one.
And within 2 weeks, you got a second kidney.
Yeah.
You see, for those watching, I mean, this will come as a surprise.
Yeah.
Especially because a lot of the information that you needed to make an informed decision
Yes.
were held away from you.
Yes.
Was there any relevant questions you could have asked to avoid the first mistake? Was there anything you could have done?
I did ask all the questions.
All the questions.
But she didn't give me a true answer.
Wow.
So these are the thing. And when I was speaking to Dr. Kenneth, when they exposed all the facts to me, it gave me a sign.
Yeah.
Charles, you can't take this legally, because I work as a doctor. I work within the thing. But for us to get the bottom of it, you can't take any step legally, and I agree to it.
Yeah.
So I didn't take any step. I didn't ask any further questions, even though I know that the lady was very wrong, not answering my questions.
Right.
She didn't tell me. Actually, I asked the question, how many people have you called for this? Unknowingly, I asked that question.
Did they tell you how many?
She said nobody. She
Nobody.
said I'm the first person.
Right. I mean, we won't go into legalities here.
Yeah.
We want people to
Understand.
be confident and
Yes.
understand how important it is to ask questions.
Yes.
When the need be, regardless of what they are suffering with. So now you end up with a second transplant. How was that procedure? Was it okay? Did you have any problems?
That was fantastic.
Okay.
Because it was from a lady, and she's organic kind of a person. We just tripped on the stairs and fell with her head.
Wow.
But she was still living.
Okay.
But they said she would never come back alive. And then they spoke to the family, and the family said, okay. So 2 of us got it, one each.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, the funniest thing that when I remember that incident is that with her is very funny that I picked some attributes of her that I had to actually send a message to the family.
Right.
And said, can you please tell me, does she do all of this?
So you get to know whose kidney you are actually receiving.
They tell you, but they don't put you in contact.
Right.
But you can write letters of thanks, because which I did.
You did?
I wrote them a letter
To
of
her
thanks.
family?
Yeah, because everything was perfect.
Mm.
It's just like, I've taken into organic stuff.
Right.
I've started eating everything normal.
Yeah. So prior to that,
Yeah.
you were just, you ate normally.
Yeah.
Not so much into organic
Yeah,
kind of stuff.
yeah,
And
yeah.
then soon after the
Yeah,
transplant,
yeah.
you started going organic.
Like bread. I will eat a whole loaf. I will
Yeah.
eat. This is not me.
Wow.
And then, you pick a lot of attributes, and then my meat must be organic. I've gone back to normal now,
You have. Right.
once the organ is out,
Yeah.
So, and then, it's just very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, please share. Get your friends and family to listen to this, because for me, it blows my mind away.
Yes.
Even though I've heard the story, but the more you give the details of it, it's like, wow, how did it happen?
Yes.
So now you've had the second transplant. How many years ago was this?
This lasted until 2011.
You had the kidney for how long? For the second one?
That should be about 6 years.
You had that for 6 years?
Yeah.
And that worked?
Yeah.
Did it work straight away?
No.
No.
Not straight away. That's another,
How long
story.
after the procedure did it
Because
start working?
after we finished, everybody was like, because they took the kidney live, the person is not dead yet. Before they turned the machine off,
Yeah.
they took it out. And then, you have it,
Yeah.
and then everything is like not working. And I'm like, and then there is a lot of thing that you go through. Transplant is not an easy stage.
No, I can imagine.
And nobody prepares you for it enough, not even the hospital.
Right.
It's better now because you have a lot of support in the hospital. You have a lot of people like Gold, a gift of life donations.
Right.
They are around. They will lecture you. They will tell you what to expect. That time, nobody told you anything.
Yeah.
So they just tell you everything should be okay. Painkillers will be there for you. You don't need to move yourself for a few days. But the trauma, everything that you go through, nobody tells you. So after having all of that and settling down, and the kidney is not working, it's very painful.
It must be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then one of my nurse from, I think she's from Jamaica or from Ghana, she was like, you know, Charles, you can't just sit in the hospital. You've got to be doing something. I said, what do I need to do? So you talk to the kidney.
You talked to the kidney?
Yeah.
Was that before you were discharged from having the operation?
Yeah.
Right.
He said, you give it a pet name
Right.
and talk to him.
And your pet name was?
Baby.
Baby. Right, okay. Yeah, so baby started working.
And then I started talking to baby.
Yeah.
Baby, come on, get up. Come and do something. And then she'll give me a towel. Gloria, that's her name. Gloria will make the towel for me. She's a very hardworking woman. I don't think I've ever met a nurse like that.
Wow.
HCA.
Yeah.
But she very
That's
hardworking.
amazing.
She's not even on duty with you. She'll still come. Take this towel, make it in form of this pineapple, put it there. Massage, carers, talk to. And then one afternoon, I was doing that. And I felt the pulse. Honestly, I felt the pulse. He said I should sing lullaby. It's very embarrassing. So,
Yeah.
and then I could feel the pulse coming.
Yeah.
Then 50 mils, 200 mils,
Wow.
to 150 mils. Then suddenly 5,000.
Yeah.
I couldn't even cope.
That was a bit much though.
It is
Isn't
much
it?
because, and when you are newly transplanted, you have to drink the amount you are weighing. So I was expected to be drinking 5 liters because I was paying 5 liters.
Okay.
I couldn't cope.
But then eventually it resolved to
it will balance out.
Balance
Yeah,
out.
it balanced out over time.
Yeah. So once you have the kidney working normally,
Yes.
do you still need dialysis
No,
or any
not
other
anymore.
treatment? Not anymore.
Not anymore. You're just on medication, and then you take your medication regularly, religiously.
Wow.
It's the only key that keeps the organ.
Yeah. I don't know whether we should do this, but
Yeah.
I mean, the first time there were so many questions that
Yes.
were coming in, which we couldn't exhaust on the show.
That's right.
And the reason why we decided to do this session, to sort of get people's questions answered and get them to understand all that you've been going through and how they can cope, because kidney disease is on the rise.
Yes.
So it's very common now,
Yes.
but people don't like sharing their stories.
Yes.
So tonight, do you mind if I open the phone lines through? And again, I'm sure people are sometimes very shy to call in.
I'm
but
all for that.
you are happy
Yeah, I'm
for
up
us
for
to do
that.
that. Guys, if you haven't
Because-
joined us, I'll say join in, phone a friend, phone someone, and start sharing. Share. I will do the usual of going through all those who have joined in live. But again, I am going to open the phone lines through so Mr. Jaja can start answering some of the questions. Don't feel shy to call in. And the number to call is 0794 7811 748. It's a UK number, 0794 7811 748. I've got Mr. Charles Jaja here, and he is giving us more insight into his battle with kidney failure. But years down the line, you are still doing an amazing job, Mr. Jaja.
Yes.
Let's see who has joined us here. I know Lydia Kwashi was standing by ages ago because we had a delayed start. And we have Thelma Ayonam Edot Doche, Stephen TUFFOUR, Irene A.B., Naomi Tete, Dr. Sapia, Will Peterson Esumandrea, June Reed. June, hi, I've not seen you for a while. And please share. Big sister AC Hammond is also watching. And there, can you see? I'm looking amazing in my outfit. I really love it. Thank you so much. And then I have one of our presenters here, in Nkosua Hene Frimpong Manso. In Nkosua, please, I hope you are sharing as well and starting all the watch parties. Angela Nana, Otu, Esi Ebwe, Sel, Beatrice Asante, they are all watching. I need you to start phoning in so Mr. Jaja can answer your questions. But in the meantime, for those of you who don't want to call in, you can put your questions on here and it will get to us still. Nkosua Hene is asking, how long does one implant last for us in a transplanted kidney, how long can it last for? And I think that's a very good question, isn't it?
Yes, it depends.
It depends.
It depends on the kidney.
Okay.
It depends on so many things. The kidney, your care of the kidney, the kidney agreeing with your body, maybe your medication, taking them regularly, or maybe along the line, I know people that are 35 years, 39 years into their transplant.
With one kidney?
One kidney.
Lasting for that long?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
My chair, she's into 48.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing.
She got transplanted when technology has not even advanced. When drugs advancement has not been there.
Yeah.
And she's still active.
Wow, that's very encouraging to
Yes,
know.
yes.
So she must be one of the very lucky people.
Yeah, she said.
Because I guess in that regard, you were not so lucky, isn't it?
Mine was food poisoning.
Food poisoning.
Yeah.
Now tell us about that, because you did start by saying this lady was into organic stuff.
Yes.
And then what happened? Because
so I kept my organic living, my eating organically.
Yeah, I've got someone on the phone.
Okay.
Yeah, someone calling in. Yeah. Hello, caller. Hello. Hello, caller. Hi, are you still there? Yeah. Okay. I can hear you. Yeah. So have you got a question for us tonight?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, go on with your question, caller. Just let me know your name. Oh, wow. Thanks for joining us live. Like I said, I've already asked your first question. Oh, it's gone off. He's off the line. But I think it's the gentleman who called in to ask how long a kidney lasts for.
Yes.
I'm sure he will try and call again.
Yes.
That's amazing to know.
So I was sticking with my regime.
Yeah.
It's a very expensive life to eat organically.
To eat organically.
Yeah, because everything is quite expensive.
Yeah.
Everything is quite,
yeah, having some technical issues,
yes,
problems here, but I think we will eventually get it sorted when I get the hang of all of this. So let's see. Yeah, you can carry on, Mr. Jaja, whilst I get all this sorted out.
I was having the organic life.
Yeah.
But
did you enjoy that?
Oh, it was very fun.
Is it?
But it's very expensive, like I told you. One day, I ate a whole leg of lamb, organic lamb.
Really?
Yeah, New Zealand lamb, a whole leg. I put it in the oven, and I said, well, let me try and eat, and then cook two more, and I ate 3 in one day. Leg of lamb.
That's a bit much, isn't it?
It is much. So because it was so nice. So, but over time, you eat a lot. I put on a bit of weight. So I went out to buy KFC one day, chicken. It was a franchise. I think they have mixed overnight one with the day one.
Yeah.
I asked for 9 pieces of chicken. I ate the 9 pieces of chicken, the first one, second one, third one. And then on the fourth one, it was like rotten. So it was rotten.
Yeah.
So, and I just thought, okay, if this is the case, I will just need to try and spit it out. But not knowing that that rottenness has affected me.
Yeah.
So I was infected with salmonella.
And is it 6 years on?
Yes.
After the second transplant?
I was infected with salmonella. So there is no amount of antibiotics because immunity is low. You run on low immunity once you have a transplant. So I went for my normal clinic, and then my eye was very red, like the folder on the phone. And then I said, oh, what's wrong with you? Straight away to dialysis again. My GFR has come down to 10.
Oh dear.
That's the level of clearance.
Yeah.
So we started dialysis. They took all my blood into the lab.
Yeah.
have you had chicken or eggs? I said, yes, because I don't eat chicken that time.
Okay. Are you not meant to eat chicken? Or
No, you're meant to eat chicken, but because of you can carry infection easily from chicken that's gone off or eggs that's not good.
Yeah.
So that's one of the guide that to stay away from. So, and then they said, have you eat chicken or eggs? And because I don't eat many of it, I can remember which one I've had.
Yeah.
So, and I told them that I've had chicken wings. By the time they check, they find the salmonella in the blood.
Yeah.
That's called the kidney to pack up.
Wow.
Yes.
So by that time, the kidney had already failed.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh,
From the KFC.
From the KFC.
Yeah, chicken that was rotten.
Obviously, we are not saying KFC is bad.
No. Maybe the person
yeah.
selling it, they recycled the old one.
Yeah.
Because there were good ones. I had the first one, second one, very good. I was finger licking, as they call it. I was eating it because I love the wings, hot wings.
Yeah.
I had the fourth one, the fifth one, rotten. So the seventh one, rotten. But when you have mouthful, you just carry on eating.
Yeah.
Even though I try to spit them out, my mouth has already picked some of the bug.
Yeah. So it was that particular one that had a problem.
Yeah.
Not that all of KFC.
No. KFC. Yeah. KFC is. I still love KFC tomorrow.
Yeah. Do you still eat that?
Sometimes you go off it because of the what happened.
Yeah.
But I've gone back to it again.
That's
I love the hot wings.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think we are having a break now. We have an interlude. So yeah, we will take a short break. Yeah, it's getting better, you know. Yeah, and then we can continue the story.
No problem.
At World Remit, we understand what the journey is about. How it can sometimes take a little distance to bring us a little closer together. With ways to save more when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them. At World Remit, we understand what the journey is about. How it can sometimes take a little distance to bring us a little closer together. With ways to save more when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them.
Well, welcome back. This is our first interlude, actually, so it's getting better and better. If you haven't phoned your friends or shared, keep sharing. Let's get people to hear this incredible story. And we will carry on. We have Mr. Charles Jaja here with us in the studio telling us more about his amazing story. And we will still carry on and take a few more people who are watching. And Rennie, Nana Akosia Arnold, and Nana Adwoa. Nana Adwoa says true organic food is very expensive. It really is. And you did say that it was a very expensive lifestyle, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So was it because you had chicken?
Because I went to have that rotten one.
It's the rotten one.
Yeah, it's the recycled one. They've recycled some of it because after the first 4 that I ate were fresh.
Yeah.
But I didn't look at it.
Yeah. I
expected, because I'm getting it from a reputable source.
Yeah.
I expect it to be fresh and hot.
So it's stuff like that you have to watch out for.
Just put it. Yeah, I didn't watch that. I just put it into my mouth, pulling until I felt the taste of rottenness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once you reported into hospital with this complication, how long did it take before they had to take that kidney out?
Oh, it was still there for some time.
Okay.
It was still
months,
working.
Years?
Yeah, about months.
Months?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was still there for about months. And then the thing is, if kidney is not working any longer, if it's just there, it could cause more damage. Maybe burst, or maybe cause pain because it's not living anymore.
Yeah.
So it's just there like something and holding nerves. So they need to sever the nerves and take it out.
And take it
so,
out.
So it got to a point when I started feeling the pain.
Yeah.
I didn't go too much into the pain. I didn't go through it for a long period.
Right.
And I asked them to take it out.
And then you were back on dialysis.
I've been back.
You have been
back.
Yeah.
But while it was there, I was still able to produce some urine. So, but then when it comes out, so I went back to full dialysis. Because some days I was taking advantage of it.
Yeah.
It's still there. I'll do 2 hours.
Yeah.
You know.
One thing you told us the last time, which amazed me, was the fact that you keep your original kidneys.
They are still here.
They are still there. Both of them are still
there. Both of them
there.
are still with me.
Right. So they just tap into its blood supply, is it?
They tap into a very big nerve.
Right.
You know, over the years, you've learned so much. You become like a doctor too. There are some nerves that goes into the kidney, and some of them coming from your leg as well.
Yeah.
They can use that. They tap it into a pipe and sew it together.
Yeah.
So but some of the consultants are very kind to share it. So they tell you how it's done. They draw the diagram for you.
Yeah.
So I have the diagram in my head, how everything is joined together.
Yeah.
To then be able to, so they will link it together with the old kidney. And blood is still passing through.
Right.
But the new kidney is now doing the filtration. Because the filtration is a lot of glomeruli.
Yeah.
Like glomerulus.
In the kidneys,
in
yeah.
the kidney. So they are the sieve, they are the filter. That filter. So even though blood is still going through your original one, it's not doing the normal filtering anymore.
Yeah.
Because most of the glomeruli are sleeping. You know.
Yeah. So you've ended up having to carry on with dialysis, hemodialysis.
Yes.
How often do you have your sessions?
3 days a week.
3 days a week.
Yeah.
Right. And so far it's been so good.
So good, yeah.
Yeah.
So far, so good.
A lot of the questions people asked the last time, which we couldn't get into,
Yes.
is how you managed your social life.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a. If you come into a kidney unit, and you see me, and then you see quite a few people like me, it's a lot of hard work. You need to be, watch and pray. Make sure you do all the little things in place. Not a lot of people are able to be sitting the way I'm sitting. They will be so exhausted.
Yeah.
Considering the fact that today is my
dialysis day.
Yeah, I just came from the hospital earlier. So you take care of yourself, you eat well, try not to put, the first and foremost is your fluid level. If you can control fluid level, you're a master.
Right.
Because it's very difficult for a renal patient to do that.
Okay.
And because once your fluid level is up, you are not able to control most of the things.
Right.
You're tired, you're panting, you cannot eat well, you cannot drink anymore, even if you're thirsty, because overloading yourself is strenuous for the heart. Your heart cannot move, you cannot tickle well. So that's why, a lot of people die.
Yeah. So by managing your fluid intake, I know a lot of heart failure patients end up being fluid restricted. How much fluid are you allowed in a day, for instance?
It depends on your body.
Right.
It depends on the individual. But generically, it's about 500 mils.
Yeah. 500 mils for you.
For me, I could take up to 700 to 1 liter.
Okay.
Because I keep my fluid restriction. I'm very strict with it.
And you were saying it's very good you stick with water, is it?
Yes. Water
Do
is
you
good.
drink anything else?
Sometimes you can take whatever you like, but water is best. Water is best.
Because it has nothing in it.
And then some people take their best item. My worst item is Coke.
Right.
We're not meant to have it because of the phosphate in it.
Okay.
So, but sometimes you have to be a bad boy. Sometimes.
But it will have adverse effects.
Yes.
On you. So you did mention that sometimes you have these things that you fancy on your day of dialysis only.
Yes, yes. Like for instance, we are not allowed to have mango. Mango is highly lethal.
Yeah.
It's actually worse than pineapple.
Wow.
Both pineapple, mango, those high in potassium. Banana is high in potassium, but it's not as dangerous as mango. Mango is actually lethal.
Wow.
So, if I like to have a mango, like those Indian mango or those one from Africa.
What is actually in it? What is in mango? Is it phosphate? Is it
potassium?
Just potassium.
You can take one mango now, and your potassium can go right up to 17 or so.
Yeah.
Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can kill you.
Yeah. Yeah. So for a renal patient, but for a normal person, you just weigh it out or pass it out at number 2.
Will it kill off your? I mean, at this stage, you know your kidney is not working anyway.
Yeah.
But it's the other effects it has on other organs.
The potassium can have adverse effect on your heart. Could just shut down straight. Yeah.
Very important.
Yeah, very important. And then a lot of people don't know. A lot of our people, black people, West African people especially, they like things from the tree.
Yeah.
Anything from the tree, any fruit, anything from the tree has high potassium.
Right.
So,
so you mean mangoes?
Mango, yeah.
Any other examples? Because that's what we want to come out. The practical things you need to know.
Yes, like there is. I don't know what they call it in English. There is what they call ogbono.
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 It's leaves. Is it?
No. The fruit. The fruit is like bread.
Yeah.
But it ripes like orange. Okay. It's soft outside. It's everywhere in West Africa.
Yeah.
So you eat this thing, and then the inside of it, they dry it, they grind it to make a soup. The soup is called ogbono.
Okay.
So I can't
I don't know the English.
Yes, I know, but a lot of West African people eat it. And then I have one patient that was with me.
Yeah.
That will like ogbono because she's 60-something years old. She said, "I've been having it all my life. It hasn't got anything to do with me." So she had it one of these weekends,
and it killed her off.
After that, straight.
Wow. Yeah. You see, I've mentioned about how potassium works on one of the shows here.
Yes.
And we are always particular about levels of electrolytes generally, potassium, magnesium, calcium, and stuff like that.
That's right.
And we know the normal range, isn't it?
Yes.
Too low is deadly.
Yes.
We would like to top it up.
If you have too low potassium for a renal patient, you'll not be able to work.
Wow.
Then
too high.
Too high
will have another effect elsewhere.
With your heart.
Yeah, with the heart. Because it's just how the chemical composition of how the electrical current goes through the heart.
Yeah.
There has to be potassium transfer across the cells.
You need a bit of potassium. So potassium is not all bad.
Yeah.
You need a bit of potassium.
It is good, but it's when it's low or high.
You need to watch the range. Because even when it's too high, if you're not dead, all your body is so stiff. You're what they call conscious. Like that my Accra friend would say. Would say conscious. Like a policeman. Stiff.
Yeah.
And then you'll be so uncomfortable you can't bend anything that's stiff in your body.
Yeah.
Until the potassium goes down.
Yeah. So. There was an interesting question the last time which we didn't get to.
Yeah.
People wanted to know whether this condition has prevented you from having like a family life and stuff like that. Has it prevented you from, because I know you have a lovely son, isn't it?
Initially, I used to get worried. And then because when you've lost a lot of time with monitoring your health and everything, the moment I got my health back, boom, I just faced everything about life. I want to achieve more in life. So I saw dialysis as a routine, like you have been doing your makeup.
Of daily living.
Like you're doing your makeup. I don't see it as anything anymore.
Wow.
So because of the time that I lost initially, I was trying to make up. I forgot about even getting married or even having a family. And then it dawned on me at one stage that, you need to do something. So then the process started. And then one day my consultant, he was laughing. I said to him, I said, but I know that how it affects women. I know more how it affects women, because when you read your research, when I was doing my research, it says how it affects women than how it affects men. I didn't see how it affects men. And I said to him, I said, can you still have babies? He said, oh, Charles, make sure you use condom anytime you meet a lady, because that is not destroyed.
Right.
The kidney does not
It
tamper with
doesn't
that.
affect any other function.
No.
So you still have normal function.
Yes.
You have a son now, isn't
Yes,
it?
yes.
Yeah. How old is he now?
Is 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it something you had to like sort of consider a family in between the transplants, or
No,
it doesn't really matter?
No, it doesn't matter, because
doesn't
I
matter.
was thinking of doing it before.
Yeah.
You know, like a typical man, you run away from responsibilities. I don't want to get married now.
Yeah.
A lot of ladies come. Oh, I like the name Jaja. I just want to bear your child.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Really?
oh, yeah.
You are a lucky man.
I've got a lot of that when I was in the theater. You know, but I always run away.
Yeah.
Like thinking, oh, I don't want anyone to trap me now. You know, like a typical man thinking.
Yeah.
I don't want to be trapped. You know, you run,
Yeah.
and then until one day you said you're ready.
Was it for fear of having to look after a child when you have such a condition?
No. I'm just thinking, oh, I have him an objective. I mean, viewer, don't take this personal. I thought once you're married, you slow down.
Right.
That's a thinking of a young man.
Yeah.
But whereas you see some marriages, the moment that the two comes together,
Yeah.
their life springs up.
Yeah.
You know. But,
Absolutely.
But then I was thinking, once you're married, it's back to base.
It's just the fear of the unknown, isn't it?
Yeah, and then
Absolutely,
because
yeah,
if you've been going up, even with all your illness, you're going up, and then you're bringing somebody who doesn't know how you're going up. You know, you have to come down to their level and
Yeah.
start growing up with them, and they might not even come up with you quickly. So that's the fear.
Yeah.
And then if you see a lot of men, a lot of generally,
Yeah.
they'll be dating somebody, and the moment the person says, "Oh, let's marry," then everything goes cold. And it's the fear in the man of the unknown.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you eventually settled down and
Yeah.
had the child.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing story. So that doesn't really stop you from carrying on with your normal life at all.
And it's a fantastic child.
Yeah. Is he watching? Well, it's a bit late now. isn't
Hopefully,
it?
because it's Friday.
It's Friday.
He knows that Friday there's no school tomorrow.
Yeah.
So he's a very old man
Yeah.
in a small body. Talks very, very intelligently.
Yeah.
Surprise is a joy every
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure he's your world.
He's put me right.
Yeah.
Tell me off when I'm wrong. It's like an old man.
Yeah.
And sometimes he tells me, I'm your father. And I say, okay, I'll take that from you.
Yeah. Viewers, we are carrying on with our session, and we will try and round up very shortly.
Yes.
Yeah. But we didn't have many people calling in, but I hope we've made ourselves clear
Yes.
with the message. We still have about 10 minutes.
Yes.
You have made a lot of impact on other people's lives.
Yes.
You know, by sort of sharing your story and being involved in other activities outside your normal
Yes.
work routine.
Yes.
I like people to keep sharing this though, but just tell us, what have you been involved in? Because I know you've been doing stuff with the NHS as well, isn't
Yes.
it?
Yeah, I've been volunteering for the NHS within the kidney zone
Yeah,
to help encourage other patients.
right.
And I'm what you call a volunteer in terms of visiting. And then I'm a peer supporter as well. So this is just to, because if you're going through some stuff,
Yeah.
you don't know. Because like when I had renal failure, I've never met anybody with that. You know,
Yeah.
management of social life, management of things around you that could keep you well, like simple things like eating what type of food to eat, what kind of thing to avoid,
Yeah.
and then how you make your life okay is a big thing.
It is.
Because,
Yeah.
like I told you, if you can manage your fluid level, it's okay. And somebody somewhere in the hospital new to dialysis, sitting there, does not know all this information.
Yeah.
But you only get to know by sharing with
Other people.
in the same circumstances as you.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I go to the ward, people are like, oh, are you here to visit somebody? Are you a doctor? No, I'm a patient like you. Then I show them my fistula, and they say, oh,
Yeah.
yeah. And then they share things with you that they've been thinking about. They go, oh, I don't know an answer to this. How do I cure my test? I got molly testy. And they gave us only 500 for the whole day.
Yeah.
You know what? If it's if you're too thirsty, do not drink anything ice. Do not drink anything cold. Take hot tea in a short cup, boiling tea. That will kill the test.
Wow.
Have you tried that?
Does it have to be tea?
Hot tea, yes.
Yeah, it has to be hot tea.
Hot tea.
Not just hot water.
You can try hot water if you don't like tea.
Okay.
But something hot tea
Okay.
was the research based on, because it was researched. So, and the research based on hot tea.
Okay.
If you have a small tiny cup like that, it kills all the tests.
Wow.
But if you gargle a whole big jug of cold water, it's passing through you. But all the tests you are filling is right here.
Yeah.
So, but the rest has gone into your belly from the fluid around your legs and what have you.
Yeah.
So, but if you have that shot that kill the test from front of the tongue to the back, then that's cool. You know?
Yeah. Wow. It's really, really amazing. Yeah. So you managed to go on and get some qualifications as well.
Oh,
and
yes.
work. So you didn't let this affect your.
Because times on dialysis are put to good use. Times on dialysis are when I do my studies.
Yeah.
So when I do everything that I need to do, and then most of the degrees that I have, I could make a booklet out of my degrees.
How many degrees do you have?
Or should I start counting them?
No, just tell me the number. Just tell me the number.
I cannot even tell you. I don't know the number, but I
Wow.
could start listing them for you.
Wow.
So, but the thing is, I add them while on dialysis. So that's another good side of it. Because there's no way I'll sit somewhere and study all the time while everybody's enjoying the summer, when everybody's enjoying the Christmas. But Christmas time, summertime, some of them, I'm engaged in a program at the university and in those days. And professional qualifications as well. So I did them while I was on the thing. And the people like, what? Don't you have any life? Why are you studying? But I have life.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be thinking dialysis when I'm attached to the machine.
Yeah.
But I'm doing something within the 3-4 hours that I'm there.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow. Incredible. Viewers, I think we will bring our session to a close. But Mr. Jaja, you see, one thing that you have done is you have impacted on the lives of many. And just by even coming here the first time, I have had so many other patients come up and be bold enough to tell their story. So I've had a lupus patient here, Sister Amma Folson. I'm sure you are watching this. She came and she was fantastic. Last week I had a patient who was happy to share her story in stroke. And even though she's a specialist in stroke as well, and we will be doing the session again, it was just the initial confidence to share their story. And it's all from you.
Yeah, because you know, like in our culture, black, we don't want to expose whatever is wrong with us. But you know, and this is one thing that sometimes I don't know whether the hospital pray that I'm ill.
I'm sure they don't.
Yeah, but you know, I don't go. I'm one of the rare patients that go in.
Go into
like if I look around my chair in the hospital, everybody has been in the last 1 month, 2 months, a day or 2 days. But me, I cannot even remember the last time I went in. The last time I went.
By in, you mean on admission?
On admission.
Okay.
So, but when I'm on admission, I get a lot of visitors, visitors from the teaching unit. All these consultants, they bring their students because I'm willing to talk.
Yeah.
So, and sometimes they bring them to have a test.
Yeah.
They just say, Charles, don't say anything. Let them examine you and tell us maybe they're in their final year or something. I get a lot of that.
Right.
And some students will come once they know I'm in whether I'm in one of the 2 hospitals, they will find me. They will spend time with me. They will take my day.
Yeah.
Because I believe by me giving you my perspective, you know what's going on.
Yeah.
And a lot of the new patients, there was a time I was put with new patients, a room where new patients comes in. That's the initiative that my hospital was doing, which was really good. And those initiatives help those new patients to settle in.
Absolutely.
Because when they come in and they see the way and I do everything myself too. So when they see the way I'm doing everything, oh, how long have you been doing this? Then we start conversation.
Yeah.
Then they have some worries.
Yeah.
They share the worries.
Wow, wow. Yeah, I can't possibly thank you enough, and I cannot emphasize the fact that you've been an amazing inspiration, a success story, you know, and plus you are always encouraging me to keep going.
Yes.
Because you think this is great. The fact that we can get people, specialists, nurses, doctors, all sorts of health professionals, plus patients.
And not even
in.
that. One major thing that I like about your program,
Right,
is the fact that it's teaching a lot of people out there a lot of things that they don't know. Because if you invite someone like myself or other people,
yeah,
they are able to see, they understand. You don't just go in silence and suffer.
yeah,
Like for instance, I didn't know that when my body was saying, go to the toilet, wee more, there's a call for help by the kidney. I didn't know that.
yeah,
So people will learn things like that
yeah.
through your program by sharing, by other patients sharing. And it's very, very fantastic work.
Thank you.
Well done so much.
Thank you so much. I think you wanted to give me an accolade, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Guys, we have come to the end of another incredible session of Let's Talk About Health. I'm your host, I'm Mrs. Winnie Ohinekisi, and I've had Mr. Charles Jaja with me for the past, we've done well over an hour now.
Yes.
Mr. Jaja. And like I say, I hope people keep sharing and sharing. People from where we come from don't like talking about anything to do with health.
At all.
They don't want to know. They just want to carry on. And that's why sometimes people suffer in silence.
And then but even now when you say, let's talk about what's going on with you, I rebuke in Jesus' name. Rebuking in Jesus' name does not help.
Jesus' name doesn't help.
Yes.
Yeah. Being spiritual helps. But seek the physical solutions first. And that's exactly what Dr. Khan will also say, that look, we will pray, but seek help first.
Yes.
The next time we come back, and trust me, the year is coming to an end, and we have done a whole year of Let's Talk About Health. Believe it or not,
Wow.
you were somewhere in the middle when you came, isn't it? And gradually we have come to the end of nearly the end of a year. In 2 weeks' time, when we come back, we are going to take time, and the stroke patient who came here will be here this time in her capacity as a stroke specialist nurse, and we are going to go into details of how to look after your stroke patient at home. I'm sure that is also going to be an amazing session. But Mr. Jaja, thank you ever so much. I'm sure if there's anyone who has more and more questions, they will direct it to me, and I will let you have them, and then we will address them. But you have been awesome and very supportive, and obviously I am personally very grateful. This has come to you by kind courtesy of Omega Live TV, Omega House Multimedia, and we have been sponsored by World Remit, the safest way to send money to your friends and family back home. I will be here again in 2 weeks' time, but in the meantime, go back on Facebook or YouTube and share, keep sharing, so we can get people well informed and know how to manage some of these chronic, life-changing conditions. I'm your host, and by the time we come again, have a safe 2 weeks. Have a safe 2 weeks. Stay safe. COVID is still around.
At World Remit, we understand what the journey is about, how it can sometimes take a little distance to bring us a little closer together. With ways to save more when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them.
For diabetics, we would say that the systolic should be around 135 or below.
And the most important thing that we're actually screening for is oral cancer, so mouth cancer. And mouth cancer, it's not very obvious to catch to the untrained eye.
I think empowering patients is huge.
It's key.
It's good for clinicians.
The virus is clever. It enters, and we'll come to that, it enters the human body, usually, as we said, through what we call droplet infection.
Impurities, so many heavy metals, so many salt. So, but if you have the kidney and you drink clear fluid, not tea, not alcohol, not beer, clear water regularly,